Can we talk about the credit card debt crisis? It is alarming and the statistics are not lying. People are using their credit card more than they were using it last year. According to wallethub.com, there has been a 56% increase in credit card usage over the last 12 months. That is alarming. It is a fact that inflation is on the rise. And so when you go out to the grocery store or to the retail store and you're trying to buy items, you notice that the prices has increased. So if you were able to pay for that item cash, you might find yourself in a situation now where you're not able to pay for it cash anymore, so you have to use your credit card. And also know that some people are not working and the only way for them to survive is for them to use their credit card. But guess what, guys? There are others of you out there who are working and you know that inflation is on the rise and you're still buying things on a want basis as opposed to on a need basis. Why are you buying things that you don't need? I don't know. There is no way you should be buying things that you just simply want it. Face reality. Inflation is on the rise. We don't know what is going to happen in the future. And you need to start planning strategically in terms of your money management. You cannot go out there and keep spending like it's no tomorrow. I do understand that times are hard, but we should stop accumulating debt on our credit cards. It is not good because you end up being a servant to the borrower. The Bible speaks about it. Proverbs 22 verse 7 states that the rich rules over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender. Do you really want to be a servant to the lender? No. You need to be saving your money for retirement. Now, I'm going to discuss certain things that you should be doing when you get your tax return. As we approach the deadline to file our taxes, some of us will be lucky to get back a tax return, and some of you may not get back a tax return. And if you have already filed your taxes and you got a tax return, I'm going to talk about certain things that you should be doing when you get your tax return. First thing that you should be doing when you get your tax return is to pay your credit card debts. Yes, pay them off. Do not continue to be a servant to the lender. Pay them off. Get rid of that interest rate that you would pay if you were not paying off your credit card debt. If you have credit card debt, you should be curtailing your spending habits. You should not be trying to live up to the Joneses, nor compete with your neighbor or anyone that is on your block. If they just bought a brand new vehicle, you should not be going out there buying yourself a brand new vehicle because they have one. You don't know their situation. They may have bought the brand new vehicle, but who tells that at the end of the day, when it comes to dinner time, if they are able to sit down and have a good meal around their dining table? Maybe they can't. Maybe they are buying McDonald's food. So please don't look at what others are buying and try to do the same. Another thing I must say to you is that there are people out there who are driving luxury vehicles and you're not able to make the monthly payment. Not only that, sometimes you're not even able to keep up with the insurance. Because when you have a luxury vehicle and you're financing that and there is a payment for that, don't forget that luxury vehicle is also going to attract a high insurance cost. The only type of insurance that you can put on that luxury vehicle is full coverage. You cannot put liability. Full coverage on a brand new luxury vehicle is going to be more expensive than on an older vehicle. So you have to look at your situation and work on your finances. If you have credit card debt and you have a friend who's sporting a designer handbag or a designer clothes or whatever designer item it is, do not try to compete with that friend and go out and buy one unless you can afford it. And as a matter of fact, if you can't buy 6 of those items, you should not even be buying it. And if you're in debt, that's even worse. You should not be buying that luxury item. And then I don't understand. Why is it that you want to purchase a luxury car such as a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz and you're making these people rich, but you don't have a mortgage? I know some people don't want to own a home. Fine. But if you don't want to own a home, and you're driving a Mercedes, make sure that you're putting money aside for your retirement. It is better to not have a luxury car and you have a house where you are paying your mortgage and building equity in that house, and after a while then that house now becomes an asset. It is better to be paying the mortgage on a house than paying the payments on a luxury car. Some of you out there who have a house, paying huge mortgage on the house, but guess what? You're also driving an expensive car and you can't maintain both. Take control of your spending habits. Stop buying items on a want basis and only buy items on a need basis. Live within your means. Another thing that I found alarming on wallethub.com is that people between the ages of 30 and 59 are on average using their credit card 133% more than their younger counterparts and their older counterparts. Now mark you, if you are between 30 and 59 and you are using your credit card more than the younger people and the older people, then something is wrong. Especially if you're between 49 and 59. Because guess what? As you get older, you should be downsizing. So there's no way you should be at the age of say 50 or 55 or even more and still buying as if you were buying and shopping when you were in your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. No. You should be downsizing at that moment and taking control of your finances so that when you get to retirement age, you will be able to live comfortably. Another thing that I found alarming was the fact that the average household credit card debt was $10,283. Yes, that is literally $2,131 less than what it was in 2007. But the mere fact that we are using our credit card more now than we did 12 months ago, that is alarming. We're buying too much. So we need to change our spending habits. Live within your means. Only buy things that you can afford to buy 5 of them. Then you only buy 1. Obviously, you're not going to buy all 5. But I'm just showing you the parameters to use when you're buying anything. If you can't afford to buy 5 of it, then don't buy it. Another thing that I read is that 84% of the people that are in debt stated that they want to get out of debt in 2024. Now, this is the perfect time to get out of debt when you get your tax return. So guys, we have to take control of our finances and manage our money properly. In the past, I've used a strategy whereby if I know I'm buying things for the Christmas Eve or for my birthday, my birth month is January, then I know that, okay, the tax time is coming soon. So in the month of February, I'm going to file my taxes and then I use my refund and pay off whatever it is that I charge on my card. Or in the meantime, what I will do is do a balance transfer. And then when I get my tax return, I will just pay it off. That's a strategy I used to do back in the days. You know that you overspent during the Christmas holiday and you still have that credit card, make sure that you use your tax return to pay off that expense. The next thing I want you to do, whether or not you have credit card debt, I want you to revise your budget. Yes, go back, look over your budget, because every year things change, and because inflation is on the rise, you might find out that your subscription has increased or your gym membership has increased. So you need to go back and analyze your budget. Take off things that you don't need on that expense list, because in reality, we want to get out of debt. And even if you don't have any credit card debt, you also want to start saving. Next thing that I like for you to do, I need you to increase your emergency fund. A lot of you don't have an emergency fund. You need to have an emergency fund for the rainy day. You don't know when a situation will arise where you will have to fix your vehicle, or you may have to do some immediate repairs around your house. So you should have an emergency. If you have one and it is only say $2,000, you need to increase it according to inflation. I kid you not. You need to increase it. So we're going to take money from our tax return and do that. The next thing that I would like for you to do with your tax refund is that if you don't have 3 to 6 months of living expenses set aside in an account, you need to do that. I would suggest that you put that money aside, and not only do you leave it in your regular savings account or your regular checking account, don't leave it there. I want you to put that money away in a high yield interest savings account. There are many out there. American Express has one, Discover has one, and there are other banks out there that are offering high yield savings account. Do not leave your money in a regular savings account or in a regular checking account. You're not going to get much. And to be quite frank, not even a credit union is giving a better rate right now than the high yield savings account. They're not. And it's sad because they're using your money and loaning it to someone else, and they're making a whole lot of interest on that. But when it comes to giving you that interest, you're not getting it. So you need to think wisely now and invest in high yield saving accounts. If you're self-employed, you should be looking at 6 to 9 months of living expenses, because you don't know what will happen. The reason why you need to have that money aside for your living expenses is that you don't know if you're going to lose your job. Your job is not always secure. So you want to make sure that you have that living expenses set aside, so you have some sort of cushion. It could be a situation where there is a wage cut. You need to have that extra money set aside just in case for a situation like that. The next thing that I like for you to do with your tax return is to invest. Start investing your money. So you're going to take a portion if you have already paid off your credit card debt, or if you simply have no credit card debt and you already have enough money in your emergency fund, or you have enough money for your living expenses for the next 3 to 6 months. What you need to now do is start investing. And you need to start investing strategically. You need to have a plan. So you need to sit down, do your research, and decide where you want to put your money. You can invest in index funds, and there are several types of index funds out there that you can invest in. Whatever money that you're putting in your index fund, you should leave it there and don't plan to touch it for at least next 15 or 20 years or more. Because once you touch that, that is you disrupting the compounding effect on your money. So it would be wise not to disrupt the compounding effect on your money. So leave it there for at least, say, 15 years or more. If you know that you are planning on buying something within the next 2 or 3 years, then I would suggest that you leave that money in a high yield savings account. It is easy for you to liquidate that. And not only that, if you have it in the index funds and you are going to take that money out, you are disrupting the compounding effect on your money. If you have credit card debts that are carrying an interest rate of 5% or less, then I would advise you not to pay those first before investing. You'd want to shift something around differently. You want to invest while paying off your debt. So don't just pay off your credit card debt with your refund if your interest is below 5%. Invest some of that money and then you pay your credit card. You're getting more interest on the money that you have put aside in that investment stream, as opposed to you paying a credit card debt less than 5. Because most of these investment streams, they are giving 7% or more. So you have to think wisely. The next thing that I like for you to do with your tax return is to invest some in your retirement plan. Even if your job has a retirement program, you can open a Roth IRA and invest some money there. It's better to diversify your retirement portfolio than just to have your retirement money in one place. The reason why I say to diversify your retirement portfolio is that whatever retirement investments stream that you are putting your money in, some of them have this stipulation where if you are withdrawing money from it, you are going to be taxed 20%. Yes, it is tax deferred now, but you're going to be taxed 20%. But if you look into others, you might see a different policy there. And so you want to compare and see what each is about. Variety is a spice of life, just the same as diversity is a spice to your retirement fund. So start investing more in your retirement portfolio and diversify. The next thing I like for you to do when you get your tax return is to open an insurance policy. And this is if you don't have one already. And even if you have one, it doesn't hurt to have a second one. And I'll suggest you get a term life insurance. Make sure that you are aware of the type of policy that you're getting, because sometimes it might say for accidental death, and if you die of natural causes, that insurance company is not going to pay out if you die from natural cause. So make sure that you're looking at all of these policies and reading the fine prints. Take control of your money, take control of your future, and you need to plan strategically. A man without a plan has already planned to fail. Honestly. So whatever you do in life, it is good that you are planning properly. Another thing that I read also is that 45% of the people who have credit card debts stated that they are stressed. Yes, looking at your credit card debts, for some people it's going to stress you out, for others it's not going to stress you out. I'm saying to myself, if you know that you have credit card debts and it's going to stress you out, why keep shopping? Why keep buying? I have videos on the debt snowball method versus avalanche method. You can go back and watch that video. I also have one on the motivation that you get from using the debt avalanche method versus using the debt snowball method. You can go back and watch that video and know how and what you can do to get rid of your credit card debt. Having credit card debt is not easy. It is stressful. Sometimes you can't sleep at nights. So you want to make sure that you're getting a proper sleep and you're taking care of your mental health and you are taking care of your financial health so that you can be productive. For those of you who are watching this video and you know that you're not going to get a tax return, I would suggest that you do a balance transfer to get rid of your high interest bearing credit card debts. I have a video on the balance transfer. You can go back and watch that video also. I've used these strategies for years and it has helped me. So take charge of your finance. Since you get a chance now to do your taxes and get some money back in your pocket, hopefully, spend it wisely. Pay off your credit card debts. Start saving. Putting things away for the future. You will be retiring one day and you're going to need it. We all will have to die. And so you want to make sure that you have an insurance policy in place. That policy can take care of your funeral expenses or your debts that you may have left behind, and maybe some extra money for your beneficiaries. It's better to have one and don't need it when you die, because some people may not need it when they die because they have so much money in their retirement and things are good. But it's better to have and don't need it than not have and you're going to need it. So plan your future strategically. Everything in life is about making a plan, having plans. Focus on things that you need to survive and things that you need to put in place so that when it comes time for you to retire, you will retire with ease and be less stressed. I hope that this video has helped you tremendously and that you will take control of your finances and you will sit down and start budgeting, start having a strategic plan on what you want to do with your money, where you want to invest it, how you want to invest it, and what you want to do in terms of your retirement investment. Life can be sweeter when you are strategic about your planning. Without any plan, you have already planned to fail. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon on other videos to come. Bye now. Cheers.